All right, guys.
Hey, can I just off topic? We were talking about the best defenses I ever saw at the school was when Don Brown was the defensive coordinator. Did you ever meet him or know anything about him? Or
I've known about him.
Yeah.
When I was at Ohio State that one season, he was a defensive coordinator in Michigan.
Yeah.
When I was a younger coach, he was. I actually remember when I was really young, not to like compare ages or anything. He was at Northeastern, I believe.
Yes.
And I went to a clinic of his. I remember sitting there taking notes on his fire zone coverages. So yeah, I've always had a lot of respect. I actually reached out to him yesterday and congratulated him and welcome back to the area. But definitely a guy I have a lot of respect for in coaching. But I don't know if we've ever really met in person.
Okay.
And we said we'd meet up in the spring at some point.
It's a small fraternity.
Talk some ball for sure. No, it's good. Congratulations to him. Welcome back to Massachusetts.
Go ahead, Andy.
This Wake Forest team has a lot of speed. I know you mentioned with FSU, ton of speed there, but this one might be next level, especially on the outside with those receivers. What do you see from this offense?
Well, I think they're well coached. I have a lot of respect for Coach Clausen in a lot of ways. The way he develops guys, the way he's kind of stayed there and built it, coached the same scheme. He's got a lot of guys who've been around for a long time. They develop players. They're really good coaches. That's a really good staff of developing football players. A lot of respect for how they play on offense, defense, and special teams. I'm a big fan of his. He's treated me really well as I came into the conference. And, I can't say enough about him and the staff. Very explosive offense. They want to throw the ball more than anybody that we've played down the field, which in my opinion starts with the quarterback. I think he runs the offense really well. A little bit different of an offense with their RPO game and how you guys see he'll really ride the back and sit in there late. So you got to be really disciplined. He's really well trained. He sees it really well, which again, good coaching, good playing, and credit to him. He can throw the ball down the field and he's got those big wideouts, 9'5", 83. Really explosive playmakers. Like I said, the most explosive offense. Obviously, they're scoring more points than any, but they're in the mid-40s, I think, in points per game. They run a lot of plays. What's interesting when you watch them is they're +9 in the turnover battle, which equates to winning, right? Winning football. They're +9. They have 9 wins. They get more possessions that way. You don't want to give this offense that many possessions by turning the football over. I think their running backs are solid. They use 3 of them. Their O-line, they're strong. They're really strong. They sit in there, they bend well, they move well, they play well together. They know their scheme. You can see it's guys who have been coached fundamentally and been developed and have been running the same scheme for a long time, and they're really good at it, which is cool to see. So it will be a challenge. We're excited about. Defensively, they play 4 down. They're a lot of middle closed, 3 deep man. They'll mix in some cover 2, some man pressures. Linebackers, good player. Number 6, I think their corner's a really good player. He's jumped out to me on film in crossover tape. I like the way he plays the game. I usually watch the DBs. And then they go after the football, kind of like we do, which I respect that. Again, assigning good coaching and good playing. So overall, I think they're a really good team. They've won a lot of games. And you can see this team compared to maybe their team last year. This team knows how to win games, and you can see it. And he's built it that way over time. So, it's a lot on him, but that's what I think of him.
Yeah, more along those lines. I mean, you're a defensive guy. They're an offensive team. Just what stands out about the opportunity? I'm sure it's pretty exciting. The challenge.
Yeah, I mean, we've faced a lot of teams that run the quarterback lately. This is a team where the quarterback wants to throw it before he runs it. So I feel like it's been a while. I feel like I'm kind of back in the NFL with someone who wants to throw the ball like 40+ times. It's a challenge to our DBs and linebackers in coverage, whether it's man or zone. It's a challenge to the D-line to try to get pressure because you're going to have to get pressure. You can't just let him sit back there because he's really good. He gets rid of the ball in time. He's one of the first guys we've played in a while that's going to sit there and go from one read to the next read to the next read and actually play that way. So we're excited. Challenge the DBs, challenge the whole defense. We're going to have to play really good defense because no one's really seemed to slow him down. Clemson did a nice job getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. He got hit a lot in that game. I thought that's as good as Clemson's defense. They played with a lot of energy, played really well up front. And then Clemson's offense played well in that game as well. So it will be a challenge for sure. It's one of the best, clearly, probably the most complete team that we've played, best coached and best at executing that we've played all year.
It's just
Senior Day brings its own unique moments, but even more unique this week. You've got a lot of fans in the Carolinas rooting for you now. You got NC State, Clemson. How unique is that you can play spoiler at home, kind of stop a team from getting to an ACC title?
Yeah, you probably know my answer. I mean, this is, I don't, I'd love to play the spoiler and say I'm going to play that role and give you the answer that you're looking for. It just, that's not what motivates me. What motivates me is getting these guys better, continue to build the program, and go out and win a game against one of the better teams in the entire country. You know, I'm not rooting for any one of those teams to make the championship game. All those coaches are good guys, and they all have good teams, and I just want to win the game and continue to build and move forward. So that doesn't get me any more excited. I wish I could tell you that it did. Maybe for some of the guys it does. Senior Day does. That motivates me for coming in and how these seniors have bought in and led the younger guys. I think our culture is really strong, and I think it will continue, and they will be the foundation. And I told the team, we're going to keep building this, and it's going to take time. And there's going to be a time when on this last week we're going to be playing for the ACC championship to get into that game. That's going to happen. And it's going to be because of those seniors that when we first got here, went through COVID, stuck together, went through some ups and downs this year, continued to push forward. They're going to look back and they're going to be damn proud. So I'm more worried about sending these seniors off as winners at home than I am anything else.
I feel like Ben Petrula kind of epitomizes Senior Day and being a fifth year who started pretty much every game he's been here. Just what's your view of Ben and how he's grown since you've been here?
Just consistency. I mean, I think if you can ever give somebody a really good compliment, whether it's a leader or a player, he's just consistently does what he's supposed to do every single day, year after year, game after game. He's quietly put together the best season he's ever had, and he's quietly become one of our best offensive linemen. And you know, some of those other guys are getting some accolades, which they definitely deserve. He's played really well this year, but consistent. Shows up to practice every single day, practices well. Shows up to meetings. He's been able to stay healthy because he takes care of his body, he does the right things. That's impressive, that he's been able to play as many games as he had in a row. That's hard. Mentally tough, physically tough. He's a special guy, and I appreciate him.
Let's talk about the offensive line. Florida State was able to get to your quarterback. It looked like 8 quarterback hours, 4 sacks. Was that addressed this week?
Yeah, it had to be addressed. And I said it and I meant it. That's playing and that's coaching. You know, they had some really good players that we were not in some great situations, and then we were in some good situations where we need to play better. And certainly there are some situations where the quarterback needs to get rid of the ball quicker. So it's coaching, it's playing, and not just at the offensive line level. Could be at the running back level in protection. Could be the quarterback level, getting rid of the football he was supposed to. So we all need to get better. And then I need to definitely be involved and make sure we take care of our quarterback and everybody's doing their job. That wasn't good enough. And we cannot let him, and we will not let him get hit like that.
On the other side of that, how about the toughness Phil shows, just the hits he takes and the leadership in that regard? I know he's not a senior, but... Yeah,
it's ridiculous how tough he is. You saw it last year, him stepping in there, staring down the barrel, making a throw with the guy about to hit him. And the other thing is, I mean, even when he's getting sacked, it's like he's fighting and scrapping and clawing, and then 3 other guys coming in to hit him because he's not one of these guys who just curls up and goes down. And now he's running the ball too. And you want to talk about toughness, I mean, he's still not 100%. I mean, that's what, I don't know what his grip strength is now, but it was 50% when he came back. And so I don't know, I'm not a doctor. Maybe it went up a couple percents, but you want to talk about tough, that's who that kid is. He's not 100%, and he's going out there fighting for his teammates every single day. I mean, that's a grown man.
I wanted to ask about Josh DeBerry. Is looking like he'll be back, and if not, is Elijah Jones the guy you'd slide back into that nickel spot for this week?
Josh will be day-to-day still. I'm hopeful that he will play. I don't want to say who will go into that spot because it's going to be a little bit different this week, and I'd rather not give that away if that were to happen. I'm hoping Josh can play, though, especially in a game like this where the ball's going to be in the air a lot. We miss him, and obviously we miss Sheeta, so we'll see if those guys are able to go.
Oh, then for Trey, I know his snap count was down last week. Is that knee okay? And what's he looking like this week?
Trey didn't practice much last week.
Okay.
At the end of the week, he started to. Today's Tuesday, he practiced today. So I'm hoping that snap count goes way up. because there were times in that game when we would have, like, no disrespect to any other guy who was in, but there's certainly times in that game where he could have helped us.